In Auckland, there is a memorial to Michael Joseph Savage. It is a simple concrete obelisk above his grave, looking over the beautiful Waitemata Harbour, and says at his base, he loved his fellow men. Savage, a fellow immigrant from Australia, knew that having a right means having a chance. It means having a roof to shelter under and a meal on the table, a school and a doctor. It means that a nation that truly values the rights of her citizens promises a fair go to each and every one. Savage helped create a society where there was a hope of a better life and there was fulfilment of that hope. The first agenda on Savage's first cabinet meeting in December, the first agenda item on Savage's first cabinet meeting in December 1935 was a Christmas bonus for the unemployed. This was not popular amongst the bankers in London. It was, however, an act of compassion. When was the last time we did that for beneficiaries? We punished the children of the poorest by refusing them the in-work payment of $60 a week. The truth is we have yet to restore Jenny Shipley's benefit cuts of 1991. There is another memorial in Auckland, one dedicated to those who turn their backs on ordinary New Zealanders. In the Auckland CBD, there is a memorial to Roger Douglas and Ruth Richardson. It is a casino in the shape of a syringe. They created a society in which desperate people's only hopes are the pokies and drugs. You're gonna reap just what you sow, and we are reaping in South Auckland and Bridge Pa. Last month, the Child Poverty Action Group said New Zealand had the fastest growth in income and wealth inequality in the OECD. And I'll repeat that because I didn't say we had the fastest GDP growth. I said that New Zealand had the fastest growth in income and wealth inequality. We are becoming more divided. The latest figures show about 150,000 children in benefit families in significant or severe hardship. These 150,000 are the children of the poor, and they've been forgotten. These are the children of the poor that Michael Cullen should have been focusing on in his last 9 budgets. These are the children of the poor John Key should start telling us how he's going to offer hope to, assuming he wants to be more than just a breathing replacement of a struggling government. And these may well become the teenagers and young adults who feature on our television screens at 6 o'clock in a decade's time. We're going to reap just what we sow. I fear that the people in this room have forgotten their history. Is this the future Mickey Savage dreamed of? Is this what he had in mind with his applied Christianity? The takeover of Labor and then National by the extreme right in the 80s and 90s meant that those who genuinely cared for a better society had nowhere to go. My parents left the Labor Party after Hawke and Keating performed their smash and grab job over there. It was bad for them there, but it was even worse here, because there was no restraint. And I started a different journey, one which led me into left-wing politics. I'm not ashamed to have a history in the socialist movement. I'm not ashamed to think that everyone deserves a fair go and a fair share of what this life has to offer, to believe that this world is too divided. But nor do I shy away from my reasons for embracing green politics, for moving on. The two great failings of socialism, as I knew it, were a lack of democracy and a failure to grasp the reality that the life support system of the planet itself is endangered. When I first got involved in green politics, we were trying to stop the logging of old-growth forests in Gippsland, Victoria. We set up the South Australian Green Party in the mid-1990s, affiliated to Bob Brown's Australian Greens, before I came to live in Aotearoa in the 90s and joined the green movement here. There is perhaps a single new idea at the heart of the green movement, and that is that the planet is finite. The planet has limited ability to absorb our pollution and supply us with resources. It has limited minerals, forests, soils, rivers and lakes. The realisation that the planet is finite is a simple yet profound insight into the true nature of human existence. It is an insight that we, the human race, are struggling to come to terms with. In trying to live sustainably on planet Earth, we are facing the greatest challenge to our society and economy since that faced by Savage in confronting the Great Depression and the war. To make our economy and society sustainable will require an enormous change in the way we live. And just as Savage had to confront powerful vested interests, so will we. Those who believe that their short-term economic interests are more important than the survival of the human species. Those who are so blind that they cannot see that their grandchildren need them to change their ways. Savage had powerful enemies, but he was able to forge a nation in the furnace of depression and war. He told people the truth. He shared the burden. He put forward a vision in which everyone had a fair go. Those who came after him in the 80s and the 90s did not build a nation, they dismembered it. Our challenge is to bring the nation together again to face up to the basic scientific and physical reality of our environment. The planet is finite. We must tell people the truth. Oil will never be cheap again. Anyone who tells you otherwise would ask you to believe in fairies at the bottom of the garden. We must cut our greenhouse emissions rapidly. Read the science. We must act fairly. We need to offer people affordable, decent housing that is warm and enables them to live well while using less power. We must offer people a vision of a better future. We desperately need a public transport system which allows everyone to get around. We need safer cycling and walking. A government that is engaged in the biggest road building project in the nation's history is a government in denial. The Greens have the courage to tell New Zealanders the truth about the state of the world, because we believe that ordinary people can handle the truth. Mickey Savage once said in this house, "We might make mistakes, but we would make other things too." As someone who's come here to get things done, I'm pretty sure I'll make mistakes and bugger the odd thing up. But my greatest hope is that we will, as Savage said, make other things too. Make good things that we can feel proud of. A nation and a people steeped in fairness, democracy, peace and hope, living graciously on and caring for these beautiful islands on this planet we love. Thank you.
Right. Order. I declare the House in committee again.
Speaker. Thank you.